powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on KPAX, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, I'm Kent Lutzen. It was a nice day out there today, but clouds are thickening up across the area, which means a possibly wet Thanksgiving. Let's go to meteorologist Russ Thomas in the Storm Tracker Weather Center for more. Russ.
Yeah, it's still a few days away. I can tell you the clouds thickening mean it's going to be wet tonight and tomorrow. That is for sure. Mountain snow in the valleys, getting rain with maybe a little freezing rain tomorrow morning. As you can see in Missoula, temperature already down well below freezing at 28 degrees. Just about everyone else at or above. We got 43 in Hamilton, 38 in Polson, 36 in Kalispell. A couple other spots below that mark, 27 Sealy, 30 degrees in St. Regis. As far as satellite radar goes, showers quickly approaching western Montana. We'll have more coming up.
Thanks, Russ. Colorful gift box filled the halls at Clark Fork City Church earlier this evening as Missoulians dropped off their donations for the Samaritan Purse Project, Operation Christmas Child. MTN's Lauren Heiser shows us how they're giving back to people in need.
In order to help reach more than 12 million children across the globe, the Missoula area team aimed to collect around 10,000 gift boxes. People who wished to donate picked up either a small plastic tub or a decorative red and green shoebox. They would then pack these boxes with whatever it was that they wished to send to the children in areas affected by disease, war, famine, or facing other hardships. Carol Hall is a local organizer helping to make those dreams a reality.
What are the most common items that you see in these boxes?
Lots of school supplies. And again, that's something that we really emphasize because, again, some kids can't go to school unless they have their own school supplies. So school supplies are wonderful.
Hall said hygiene items are also common, and throughout the years, she's always tried to make sure that every child receives a toy as well. She said that for many, this will be the first toy that they own. Some people who donate to this cause include a personal touch with each box.
We have people all the time write letters, put pictures of their family or themselves, and we've heard stories of a kid that opens the box and sees that letter, and I've got a friend in Montana.
After all of the boxes are collected, the Samaritan's Purse will deliver them to those in need. In the early 2000s, Pablo Roquena worked in a church in Argentina. His church was one that received an invitation to distribute these toys to children in their town.
The look on their faces, they are completely surprised that someone would just make a gift for them. Having somebody who you don't know give you a present and prepare that present with such care and thought, I think that is what surprised them the most.
Reporting in Missoula, I'm Lauren Heiser with MTN News.
It is the season of giving, and turkeys were flying off the shelves at the Missoula Food Bank today. The Missoula Food Bank began their annual turkey distribution. The food bank was able to purchase 1,600 turkeys and had hundreds donated from other organizations. In fact, 500 more were donated in a single day. In years past, this event has taken place at the fairgrounds. However, with the new facility, it is now possible for them to do it right on their own parking lot. The families they serve leave with a bag full of everything they need to have a traditional and memorable Thanksgiving meal.
It takes a community that cares. It takes a community that makes sure that if you want a traditional Thanksgiving meal, you can have one. And that's the way that we in Missoula take care of our neighbors. We at Missoula Food Bank are just thrilled at the response that we've seen.
The food pantries from Darby, Hamilton, Stevensville, and Superior will be collecting their turkeys Monday. And this evening, Cafe Dolce in Missoula State opened a little late to celebrate the talent of its employees and customers. Filled to the brim with art, artists, and community members, Cafe Dolce employees hosted their first art bazaar. 20 vendors showcased and sold the fruits of their craft alongside coffees, tea, and wine provided by local businesses. Music, collages, and textile work with some of the many diverse mediums on display in the dining room. Patrons could buy or donate to over a dozen creators who packed their booths with their designs.
We're about bringing people together in one place, and if you look at the ceiling, each corner kind of represents a different art form or a passion that we have, and so the passion of our food and wine and art and music. So those are the four corners. I think my favorite thing is just to see the community come together and really see something bloom and expand, and everyone's sharing in that, so it's really awesome.
Under the Big Sky is brought to you by Mattress Firm.
Fort Peck Theater has been staging classic musicals for nearly 50 seasons. One of those music classics, Grease, my favorite, presents certain challenges to today's young cast members. Megan Wisthayer gives us a glimpse into the process of bringing the musical classic to the Fort Peck Theater stage.
Everyone knows Grease. Everyone knows the story of Sandy and Danny. They're very iconic characters. It's really easy, I think, for actors to just kind of try to be Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta. Early in the rehearsal process, we talked about who Sandy and Danny are. Who are they? Remember what it was like to be in high school and to be feeling all of these feelings that these characters are feeling? They're both adults, they're in their 20s. They've been out of high school for a little while. So we did a lot of checking back in with our high school selves. Once we were able to decide what the arc of their characters are throughout the show, then we're able to let that inform the action and inform the work that they're doing in their scenes. Mostly just want to see Sandy and Danny finally get together. Doing a show that's been set in the 1950s has been really fun, but it has been a lot of work and it's taken a lot of research. These are words and phrases that we don't use anymore. What did it mean? Who are these pop culture icons from the 50s that these characters are talking about? Drive-ins don't really exist anymore. We have to take a step back in time and talk about what it's like to be at a drive-in movie. It's been just kind of an educational process in that sense as well.
Tune in weekly during the 10 p.m. news, Monday, Montana This Morning, and noon news for more special news features of Under the Big Sky. An inspiring Missoula musician made her national television debut tonight on the American Music Awards. 18-year-old Maris. She is one of the 3 American Idol finalists trying to make it on the show. Take a listen to this Missoula native.
Ooh, that I am for falling in love with you and fool.
Her mom says this all started when Maris was invited to a private audition in New York City in October, and then they invited her back to audition in front of Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie, and Katy Perry. Luke Bryan voted yes and the other 2 voted no, which would normally mean Maris didn't make it on the show. But there's a twist. Each judge got to invite someone back that they thought should have another chance, and sure enough, Luke Bryan picked Maris. Now Maris is competing against 2 other singers and is relying on the country's vote to push her through to the next round. You should go to vote. You should go to AmericanIdol.com/vote, and the winner will be announced tomorrow on Dancing with the Stars. That's awesome. And coming up after the break, meteorologist Russ Thomas will have a look at the upcoming week's forecast. Plus, the U.S. Capitol's Christmas tree came from the Kootenai Forest in northwest Montana, but where did the star on top come from? Find out where up next.